Hello, my friends. Today we're going to be learning a little bit of Portuguese. My name is Byron. I'm from the BjjBrick Podcast. We have done a small language learning series for Portuguese. So if you're traveling to Brazil and you speak English, we're going to help you have hopefully a better time there just with a few key phrases. I've traveled a little bit internationally and been in places where they didn't speak English, and knowing just a few keywords has helped me a ton. So I partnered up with a friend of mine here in town, and he covered some basic words for us. Very nice of him. This is on the BjjBrick Podcast, starting around episode 128. Part 1 of this series is basic greetings. So we'll be using these greetings throughout the series. Part 2 is how to say goodbye. Part 3 will be a please and thank you. Part 4, you're welcome. Part 5, yes, no, and then also good and bad. I struggled by saying no. Editing it, I could hear how wrong and how off I am, but quite a struggle there, and I'll have to work on that a little bit here. Part 6 will be the phrase, do you speak English, which is a good phrase to know, and oftentimes somebody will find somebody for you that speaks English. So they might not be the right person, but they'll often be able to help you. Part 7 is some key words: ambulance, police, and doctor. Those are all things you should know how to say. Also, taxi, hotel, restaurant, restroom. Those words are also going to become in handy. Part 8 will be saying sorry or apologizing, and also counting. Claudio will count from 1 to 10 and then explain the basic number system and how to count on from there. And then part 9, which will be the last in this series, is basic telling time in the days of the week. He kind of runs through those. Same thing as the counting. It's too fast to pick it up. Most of these lessons I'll be learning as we go and struggling, and then you could hopefully hear me make some adjustments, and you can do that as well. But the counting in the days of the week and the time, it's more of a thing that you should probably practice a little bit more than is seen on the video. So that's it, what we have for you. This is just 9 little clips. There are over 9 episodes on the podcast that this is all here. I'm just going to throw them all together and have this for you to train with and practice with if you're going to somewhere where they speak Portuguese, like Brazil. So hopefully you do jiu-jitsu. If not, check it out. You might have just stumbled upon this video looking for some basic Portuguese. That's great. Also urge you to check out jiu-jitsu if that's you, or check out the podcast, and maybe we'll help you out with that. So we'll go ahead and get rolling with the clips. All right, my friends, I'm happy to start a new segment to the BjjBrick Podcast. We're going to try to learn a little bit of Portuguese. I have my good friend Claudio on the show with me today. Claudio, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Byron. Appreciate it. It's an invitation.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to doing this, and anybody who is up for traveling to Brazil that doesn't know Portuguese, this could be some really great information you share. Tell me a little bit about yourself and why I've chosen you to help me with this.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm the best qualified Portuguese teacher around here, but I'm from Brazil. I was born and raised in Brazil. I've been in the U.S. since 2000, so I've been learning still some English. But yeah, all my family is in Brazil, and amazingly enough, I trained just a little bit of jiu-jitsu there in Brazil. So I trained for about 6-7 months, and I started training here. So a lot of my experience in that field is from U.S. So I'll have to consult some of my friends in Brazil about some of the expressions and things like that in the jiu-jitsu area. But yeah, I'll be glad to teach you some Portuguese, and maybe next week, when you go to Brazil, you can speak fluently there.
Well, I'll be far from fluent, that's for sure. I'm not the best language learner. I've barely figured out English here, but I think I've traveled to a few different countries where they don't speak a whole lot of English, and knowing a few key words has really helped me get around a little bit. So I think that we'll be able to get some good advice from you in the next couple of episodes.
Yeah, Yeah, a few things we can go through. It's just basic, like hi or how are you, or I don't speak English. If you're okay, we can run that.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to start.
Okay, all right. What would you like to learn first? How about hello?
Okay, yeah.
Or, would that work? Okay.
Hello, or some kind of a friendly greeting. Yeah.
Okay. If you're trying to be nice in Brazil, first of all, you need to understand. If you don't speak English in Brazil, everybody will try to speak with you some way or another. They're going to draw a picture. They're going to gesture around. They'll try to communicate. So you don't have to be too worried about communicating in Brazil just because of that. I think it's part of the culture, too.
Okay.
Just trying to help out. But it's good to have a few words in phrases that you can, express that you are interested in that culture. First thing, hello. We can use oi. It's a simple one. It's spelled O-I.
Oi.
And oi. There you go. Another way to say hello is hola. It's similar to Spanish, so you can say hola.
Hola.
Go ahead, Barry. Hola. Hola.
Hola.
Very good. Look at that. You're very fluent in Portuguese already. Perfect. And something else, too, a little more common to say is tudo bem. It's kind of like, how are you? So two words, tudo bem. So tudo bem, with a question, mark at the end of it. It's basically, hey, how's it going? A little more informal.
Do and then is it Bing or Bang?
Bing.
Bing.
It spells Tudo, and then the second word Bem is BEM, as
Tutu Bing.
All well. That's the translation for it. All well. Tudo bem.
Tutu Bang.
There you go.
Oh man, that's I'm not quite getting it, but I think I'm getting closer.
A little harder. So you can stick with the oi or hola.
Okay.
So if some people know a little Spanish from school, hola, it's very similar to the Spanish version of it, and we use quite a bit too.
All right. Well, we've got a nice way, and I've always found that if you're smiling and you try to look friendly with a greeting, I communicate several things when I'm saying a greeting in a different language. One of which is that I don't speak the language very well because I usually do it not. I don't sound like I'm native. So with a greeting and a smile, they instantly know that I don't know much
Right.
Portuguese or Spanish or Thai or whatever I'm trying to say. But they also know that I'm friendly and I'm trying. So.
Yeah, no, that's the way to do it. Don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to express yourself the way you can, and somebody else will help you. That's for sure. And
then, is it normal to just say it right back? If somebody says "oi" to me, do I just say "oi" right back, or is that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If you tell me "oi," I would reply with a "oi, tudo bem?" Something like this, and then you just turn around and say, "Hey, yes, I'm okay," or like "tudo bem," again.
Okay. Well,
Did you get all that?
Oi, hola, and tudo bem.
Tudo bem. Yeah. Okay. Let's practice now, Byron. I'll say, "Oi, Byron, tudo bem?"
Oi, Claudio.
Bem. Yeah. Tudo bem.
Tudo bem. So it's kind of like saying, like, how's it going? And then people just say, how's it going right back to you. They don't actually tell you how they're doing.
Exactly. That's
okay.
Exactly.
Like, what's happening?
Idea.
They don't usually say, like, tell you about their day. Okay. Well, that sounds all right. That's a good first lesson, and I'm already a little overwhelmed, so we'll let this simmer a little while, and we'll come back and we'll do another lesson next week.
We'll see you next week, then.
Tudo bem, Claudio. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Hey, thank you. Tudo bem, e você? Now it's getting complicated, huh?
Yes, I'm already overwhelmed here. If you missed us last week, we're now saying hello and hi to each other, basically, right?
That's correct. And you're doing good. You've been practicing. I can see that. So you're doing excellent, my friend. Today we're going to go on a little bit extra here. So we learned last week that was oi is a nice greeting. How are you? And tudo bem. And then you're just responding as tudo bem again. And today it's going to be a goodbye. So there are two different words we can use. The first one is adeus. It's goodbye. It's adeus. And the second one is just a little more simple, 2 words, até mais. So the first one, let's go with that one. Adeus. It's A-D-E-U-S. And it's a goodbye, just a simple goodbye. So if you're going away, say adeus.
Adeus.
Or, yeah, there you go. Or you can use ciao. A lot of different languages use that too. Even some in U.S. here, I see people saying ciao if they have a little Italian background. So that's another one you can use for goodbye. And that second one I was saying is até mais. It's basically see you soon. So 2 words, até.
Até.
Second word, mais.
Mais.
So até mais.
Até mais.
Very good. Excellent.
I'm kind of picturing like chemistry and breaking things down to the atoms. Atomize.
Atomize, yeah. Atomize. There you go.
Atomize.
Great. Yeah. Very, very good. Very good.
And the other one was adeus?
That's a good, simple one.
Adeus.
Okay. Atomize. And then the usual ciao that you see a little more frequently. And then we use that a lot in Brazil, too, is ciao.
Okay.
So that's a simple one.
If I'm going to, because was it atomize was kind of see you later? If I just want to say goodbye every time, and I may not see people again, would that be not the correct one to learn or to say?
Yeah, até mais it's a good one to learn. It's like see you soon or see you later, something like that. It's a good one. I would stick to that one. Adeus, we don't use a whole lot. It's, you see a lot more in written, like in books or something like that. But it's on a day-to-day, you just use, até mais or ciao or something like that.
So when you start, refresh from last week, you can say oi or hola or tudo bem. And then when you're leaving, you could say até mais or adeus or ciao.
Exactly. So say, olá, Byron, tudo bem?
Olá, Claudio, tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
That's a question. I have to have a question on it. Tudo bem?
Yeah, I'm answering with that question, like we said last week. Tudo bem? That's the question, and then I answer, yeah, tudo bem. I'm going away, so goodbye or adeus or até mais.
Okay. Is adios acceptable as well?
Yeah.
For goodbye?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We've got a lot of options.
That's the thing about Portuguese. You have a lot of different options. Well, English too. You have a different slangs, and depending on the part of the country you are, you will see a lot of different slangs and phrases that people use. So we'll just stick with the basics.
Yeah, that'll get you by a lot of times in jiu-jitsu as well, the basics.
Exactly.
All right, well, we'll catch you next week. Até mais, Claudio.
Até mais, Brian. You have a good day.
You too. Oi, Claudio. Welcome back, my friend.
Oi, Brian. Tudo bem com você?
Tudo bem.
Oh, ótimo. Oh, look at that. We're already conversating here.
I feel like I'm saying things, but I'm still a little hesitant on what is actually being said sometimes. So, but that's normal, I think.
No, it's normal. You get it.
And
it's not that hard.
Okay. What are we going to learn this week, Claudio?
All right. Well, we talked last week about adeus, goodbye, and today we'll talk a little bit about please and thank you. I think those are important words to know in any language, and so let's do this. Please will be por favor.
Por favor.
Por favor. Very good. Look at you. And the second word will be thank you. It's obrigado.
Obrigado.
Very good, very good. So, por favor and obrigado. Those, of course, you can use anywhere that applies. But please, por favor, thank you, obrigado. Or if you want to say thank you very much, you can add muito obrigado. So it's thank you very much will be muito obrigado. Obrigado.
Obrigado.
That's correct.
Okay. I think I'm trying to help myself remember these. Por favor, it almost is like the words please and favor, like you're asking for something, por favor. And then obrigado, like gratitude for something.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just trying to help give myself a clue in my mind as I'm trying to remember the words. So, muito obrigado.
That's right. So, please, por favor, and thank you, obrigado. And that, of course, that can be used in very different areas. Of course, we know it's the same usage as here. It doesn't change very much. It's just trying to be polite in every language, right?
It's good to be polite, especially when there's a language barrier. It shows that you're trying your best and you're being appreciative of what they're doing for you.
Right, of course. You're going to Brazil to train with some crazy black belts there. You get beat up, and at the end you say obrigado.
Obrigado.
With a smile on your face.
Well, Claudio, obrigado or muito obrigado for the lesson this week.
Oh, you're welcome. De nada. Oh, that's another one for next week.
Okay, we'll do that next week.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you. Oi, Claudio. Welcome back, my friend.
Oi, tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Oh, awesome. I'm doing great, my friend. I'm doing great. Let's see here. We have a lot of reviewing to do. We have, 3 weeks already in the books?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to go?
I'm going to try.
Brazil?
I'm ready to go to Brazil, but regardless of if I could communicate or not, that would be a great time. This would just make my trip a little bit more in-depth, I think.
That's right.
It's like, tasting the foods, conversating with a few people, and trying that is part of the experience, I think.
That's true. That's true. And once you're in a country, too, it's a lot easier to communicate. And then once you get immersed in that culture and the language, too, it will just come to you.
Yeah.
Something easy. All right, let's see. We talked about a little bit please and thank you last time. And we just closed that deal with you're welcome, right? De nada.
De nada.
So we're going to that's exactly the word, a little bit different pronunciation. It's similar to Spanish as well, but it will be de nada.
De nada.
Right. Now, this is how you write. That's one of the tricky ones. You write in a certain way with the D-E and then N-A-D-A. But how you say it, it's a D-I for in Portuguese, de nada. So the way you say it will be de nada.
De nada.
Good. In Spanish, it will be de nada. You say the E letter,
Yeah.
You say de nada. In Portuguese, yes, it does spell the same way, but you pronounce de nada.
De nada.
Very good, very good. So you say, por favor, obrigado, and then the other person responds,
De nada.
de nada. Very good,
Okay.
very good.
So por favor is please. Obrigado means thank you. And then de nada. De nada.
De nada. That's correct. Very good.
This one, for me, to remember at least the nada part, like nada, basically nothing. How much money do you have? Nada. Like no problem. Like no, that's kind of what
no problem.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal. Yeah.
Right,
So-
something like that. Exactly.
Well, very good.
That's a good way to remember.
So now we're at least polite, and we could say hello, hola, or oi, and then we'll be able to say goodbye by atomize. Please is por favor. Obrigado would be thank you, and then de nada would be you're welcome.
You're welcome. That is correct.
We're building our vocabulary, and I'm probably going to get past the point of being able to recite them all every week. But hey, Claudio, I want to put you on the spot here, keeping this fun. Give us one tip to winning an ugly sweater competition at Christmas time.
Well, I recommend you to go to our Fox Fitness webpage, which is the gym I train with our great Jake Fox there, and I'm a blue belt there. And you should go to their Facebook page and look at my picture. I won the contest last time, and I have great tips for you guys that want to win the next Christmas ugly sweater party. I'm not really proud of it, to be honest with you, but I'll give you my secrets, okay? I had to borrow my pants or Spanx or whatever you called it from my wife. Don't tell her that. And then the sweater, it was actually one of the tree skirts I had from my Christmas tree. So I just put it around my neck, joking with my wife. And she looked at me like, well, that would be a great Christmas sweater. Like, all right, well, that's the costume. So there you go. A few little tips for you guys that want to win next Christmas.
You do have to go see this picture. If you haven't seen Claudio, you're not exactly a small guy either.
No, I'm not. Yeah, it was pretty good. I had a few people laugh at me here at work too, and it's all for good fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Claudio is he's a beast on the mats. I don't know how tall or how much you weigh, but you're definitely one of the stronger people on the team there, and to have you dressed up in such a funny way was quite hilarious.
It was fun. It was fun. Let's see, I'm close to 6'2" and about 220, 225. It depends on Taco Tuesday or not. So.
Well, obrigado for sharing that story.
De nada.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next week, and I'm looking forward to learning a little bit about yes and no, and maybe some how to say good and bad. So should be valuable words to add.
Exciting. I'm excited. See you next week, man.
Okay. See ya. Oi, Claudio.
Oi, Byron. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
All right. How's everything going with you? Are you practicing your por favor and obrigado? De nada?
A little bit, it's starting to sink in a little bit better as I say it. I think that's the important thing if you're listening, and you're not in a place that would be super embarrassing to say things out loud.
Right.
Go ahead and do that. That's how we you get that. You're already missing the visual aspect of learning, but you get to hear it and then you get to say it. So there's two different pathways for you to try to learn things, and you're learning something so you can say it. So
that's true, and that's something too. If you're listening to it here in Wichita, you can always come to me and ask questions, or ask Byron right now. He's perfect.
Yeah,
teacher. Right? But yeah, don't feel afraid to ask questions, or just say what you know, and we'll go from there.
There you go. Always learning.
I'm learning English every day. I learn a new word every day.
So do I, Claudio.
All right, let's see. What are we going to do today? We're going to talk about, we talked seen or no, right? Yes or
yes
bad,
and no would be valuable, and I think maybe good and bad would be
right.
Would be nice.
All right. So the first one will be the yes. Yes is sim. S-I-M. Sim.
Sim.
You don't sound the M very much, like a SIM card.
Okay.
You don't sound the M. It's almost like an N, but you don't really sound. It just dies. You says S-I, and the M is almost.
Sim.
How do you say that?
Fades away.
Fades away. Exactly. Thank you. So sim.
Sim.
Exactly. Good job. And the no will be no. That's a tricky one. It's very nasal, so you almost have to say it through your nose.
No.
Basically. No.
No.
you put your tongue. Here's a little tip.
Good. I need a tip.
On top of your mouth, like that. On the top of the mouth. Not the mouth. What do you call that inside
the roof of your mouth.
The roof of the mouth. Thank you. You're learning a new language, new word in English today. And you pronounce it no. So you start with the tongue on top of your mouth there and says no. And the sound almost comes out of your nose. So go ahead. Give it a try.
No.
Let's get it.
I feel like
it's a tricky one.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not. That's one of those words that is going to take a little practice for me. No. It sounds like you're saying no, but a little bit differently. No.
If you say no, I know what you're saying. If I don't speak any English and you say no, it's basically the same thing. It's no. Just a little bit different, but it's understandable. You can tell what you're saying. No, shake your hands, wave your hands. No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get choked out or something.
Claudio, does a head nod yes or no? Is that the same?
Absolutely the same. Yes.
So my head up and down is yes, and then side to side is no.
No, side to side is no. Yes, that's exactly right. So on that, sense, you can communicate to body language is very important too. So that's a good way to think. You can say no, shaking your hand, your head left to right or something like that, and they would know what you're talking about.
Okay, well that'll get the message across. And then how about good and bad?
Good and bad. Okay, good is bom.
Boom.
Bom. B-O-M. If you're writing it down. And bad is, it depends. It can be ruim. It's R-U-I-M. So bom is good and bad is ruim or mal. Mal is another word. It depends on the context. It depends where you're trying to communicate. So if you're saying, "Oh, this food is bad," for example, you're gonna say, "Essa comida é ruim."
Ruim.
So you say ruim. Yeah, it's bad. Now, if you're feeling bad, now you say, "Estou me sentindo mal." So it depends what you are trying to communicate.
Okay.
So it could be bad. Could be two different words, ruim, mal, and there's a few different ones too that we can use. But those are the most used ones, I guess. And good is, it could be well, it could be bem as well. It could be good, just bom. So it could be bem, or bem is more like a well. I'm doing well. Estou bem. Like, tudo bem. Remember that the first
Tudo
week?
bem.
So that bem is well. It's close to the good.
Okay.
It can be used in the same terms too. Also depends how you're using it. So good, bom,
Boom.
and bad, ruim or mal.
Ruim or mal. So
Now, mal is almost like mall, M-A-L-L.
okay.
You pronounce the A little bit more instead of O, like a mal.
Mal.
Yeah, like mouth. There you go.
Like mouth or mouse?
Mouth, as my mouth.
Mouth. Okay, like Mao.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Perfect.
So if I ate something with my mouth, I will be feeling Mao. If I ate something bad.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
You're feeling bad. You're feeling mal.
Okay. And the other bad is describe something other than yourself, maybe.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the ideas.
So, boom. I think I've heard this before. It seems like some people that are teaching jiu-jitsu will show you a technique, like grab right here, boom, and they'll say that, and it's just, to me, I've heard the word BOOM, and they're just like adding action to their description. Grab this right here, boom, and then over here, boom. But really, they're saying this is good. Is that true, or am I making that up?
Well, it depends, I think, on the what you're using for, like on that sense. It's hard to tell. It could be they're just saying boom as bam.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
Just an action word, or
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily just telling you good.
Right.
Okay. Well, these are good to know, and I'll have to work with saying no. I'll be nodding my head, that's for sure.
No, that's right.
But that's good to know, that nodding your head. Sometimes things flip in reverse, or sometimes it means something totally different. So you always have to be careful of body language and hand gestures when you're going to somewhere that's foreign to you.
If you're asking for a new more drinks or another caipirinha or something like that, you just ask, sim. Just wave it. Wave more here.
Yeah.
Sim.
Well, these are good. All right. Well, it's been 4 valuable words that, and I've learned 3 of them, and struggling with the word no, that's for sure. But I'll work with those, and we'll have you back on again next week for some more key words.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Claudio. Oi, Claudio. Welcome back, my friend.
Oi, Byron. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem. Very good.
Good. Muito bom, muito bom.
All right. Well, which one?
Bom.
Good. Boom.
Bom. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Muy boom. Very good.
Muito bom.
Muito boom.
That's very good.
Okay. So we said oi, hello, and then Tudo bem is kind of like, how's it going, or how are you? And then...
I'm good. I'm good. You say, tô bom. Estou bom. Or bem. You can say, estou bem. It's tudo bem. It's the same idea. Tudo bem will be the same as estou bem, basically.
All right.
I'm well.
I'm well. Okay, good. And I'm glad you're doing well today, Claudio.
I'm doing great.
Well, maybe a good question to ask somebody would be, do you speak English? Or implying that you want somebody, is anybody that works here or anybody that trains here speaks English? Kind of that sort of, when you ask that question, do you speak English? And they don't. Usually they're looking for somebody that does. And they usually know somebody who could help you out. So how would you ask
That's
that?
True. Well, we spoke about that before. That, if you are in Brazil, they will try to communicate with you, and but still, it's very important to have the language. And if you don't have it, you will try to find somebody who speaks English. So the phrase you will use, "Do you speak English?" It's "Você fala inglês?" So let's break this down. Do you will be você, or you is você. Speak, fala. English will be inglês. So, você fala inglês, with a question mark at the end there. So, if you're looking for somebody that you can communicate a little bit better, or can help you out with translation or anything you need, you will use the phrase você fala inglês. Now it's your turn, Bart.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to break it down.
Show your skills.
Você
fala.
Vala. Is it like a V or F? Vala?
F.
Fala.
So it's fala. Perfect. So it's você, it's V-O-C-E. Fala, it's F-A-L-A. And then inglês, we spell a little bit different than English. It's I-N-G-L-E-S. So você fala inglês.
Você fala inglês.
Perfect.
And if you say it kind of how I did, probably a little messed up, they'll really know you don't speak much Portuguese.
Yeah, they'll get the clue right there. Well, sure, let me find somebody to
speak
English for you.
I'm already at my limits at what I could say. So,
and there's plenty of people that speak a little bit, English in Brazil, especially if you're in Rio or somebody a little more touristy. You will find a lot of English speakers, but still very important to have the little Portuguese. That makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, it'll be part of your travel experience, and something that you get more in depth to the culture and the environment you're in.
True, very true, very true.
So, I'm going to say it one more time, or maybe one more time. Você fala inglês.
Perfect. That's
close enough, I think.
Você fala inglês. And then you can say, like we learned last week, no.
No.
Yes. Sim or
Sim.
no. So, você fala inglês. And the other person will respond, sim, no, or will start speaking to you in English, right?
There you go. So that conversation, that question will be answered in a couple of different ways, and you'll quickly discover if you're in over your head or not, I guess.
That's true. That's true.
So next,
a quick Google Translate in your pocket.
There you go. That won't hurt you. That's good to have handy.
Right.
All right. Well, next week we have some key words, not so much phrases, but some key words that might help get you out of a pinch or help get you where you're going.
That's true. We'll see you next week.
All right. Obrigado. Muito obrigado, Claudio.
De nada.
Oi, Claudio. Tudo bem?
Oi, Brian. Tudo bem. E você?
Let me think about how to say good.
No. Tudo bem. Just answer, tudo bem.
Tutu bang.
Very good.
I'm getting worse, Claudio.
Perfect.
Just say it back. I wanted to say good, which was boom, right?
Boom, that's
Or
right,
muito
that's
boom.
right.
Very good. Muito.
Very good.
So
Excellent. Você fala inglês?
no.
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 Good.
Yes, I do speak English. That's what I should say.
Okay,
Sim.
great.
Sim. I should just flat out say, yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Can we speak English here, please?
No. Okay, so you asked me if I speak English. Vous si fala inglés. And then the correct answer for me would be sim, which would be yes. Those are from the past couple of weeks. This has been a good recap here. We've covered a lot of our past segments here. I want to get some words that might, hopefully won't need to pop up that much. Words like ambulance, police, doctor, and those type of things. It would be good to know, but hopefully you don't need
Very
them.
good. Very good. Yeah, that's very important. You never know. We had a friend of ours, Dusty Grant. I think he cut his toe or something like that, or his fingers. I can't remember. I think it was his finger in Brazil traveling. So they had to find a doctor there to help him out. So it's very, very important that we know some of the basic words. Let's start with the ambulance, okay? That's the very first one. It's similar to the way we spell it, ambulance, but we say it a little bit different, of course. It's ambulancia.
Ambulancia.
Ambulancia, yeah. Think about, I can relate to it. Ambulancia. Well, ambulance. That's very close. You just tweak the words a little bit here. Ambulancia. And spells AMBULANCIA. So it changes a little bit at the end there.
Ambulancia.
Perfect. The second one will be police. Hopefully you won't be involved with police, but if you need to know, or if you need to call them for some reason, you can call policia.
Policia.
And spells POLICIM. CIA. Sorry.
Policia.
So changes a little bit from the English there too, the way we spell. Second one, we're talking about doctors and all that, and doctor would be magical. So MEDICO, magical. And magical. That's right. Kind of like you're measuring something. I don't know. That's how I can think. Magical.
Medico. Is the O pronounced medico?
Magical, yes.
Okay.
It's almost, you almost say like a U would be in Portuguese, a U at the end. So magical. Yeah, not a magical. Magical.
Magical. Kind of like
Very
a medic.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Medic, yeah.
Okay, how about if I need to get a taxi? If I'm looking for, if I go to somebody at the front desk or somewhere and I just say taxi, I need some help here. I need to get back to my hotel. How would I say taxi?
That's a very hard word, man. It's exactly the same.
Taxi. Okay, good.
It's taxi. You say a taxi.
Is this is important but a little different? Is a taxi a good way to get around in most of Brazil or where you're from?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. They have plenty of those, and public transportation it's everywhere too. Buses and subways and trains. It's very, very popular. If you ever been to Rio or São Paulo, you will see that the traffic is awful. So a lot of people try the alternate. They go by motorcycles, or they just take the bus or subway or something like that. So yeah, and taxis are one of the main methods of transportation there, and I use it when I'm traveling there too, or going to visit my family. Instead of renting a car or something, I use a taxi. It's very safe, and it's not that expensive either. So taxi. Taxi will be the word. It spells exactly the same as taxi, but you just pronounce a little bit different. Taxi.
Taxi.
Mm-hmm.
And how would I, if I see a taxi, do you wave at them? Do you...
You wave, you stretch your hand, wave,
Okay. 'Cause it's...
jump in front of them, whatever it takes to make them stop, yes. And it's basically the same. I think they have a little light that shows that they're available, or if it's off, if they're not available, or I guess if they don't stop, they're not available.
There you
go.
Yes,
it's basically the same as here.
Okay. And once I get in the taxi, I want to go to let's say I want to go to my hotel. How would I say that?
Hotel also spells the same as English, but you just say hotel. You just don't pronounce the H as a, like hotel. You just say hotel.
Okay. Hotel.
Yeah. Hotel.
I like that one. That's easy.
You almost drop that H out. Hotel.
Is that common to drop the H? Or to...
It depends on the word. Yeah,
okay.
It is. If it's it depends. It's a Portuguese word. Yes, they're translating. They're dropping the H
because the R is pronounced as an H. So when
some yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about if I want to get in my taxi and I want to go to a restaurant?
Sure. You're hungry. Been training all day. Of course, you want to eat some churrasco. Yeah. You ask for restaurante.
Restaurante.
So restaurant. Yeah. It spells basically the same. The only thing you add is E at the very end. So RESTAURANTE. So restaurante.
So both, there's an R at the front of the word and an R towards the end, and they're both pronounced with that H. Restaurante. Restaurante.
Mm-hmm. The restaurante.
Restaurante.
Very, very good. Very good.
Very good attempt. Very good. Okay.
Very good attempt.
Now, this is something that you could ask one word, go to a front desk, and get somebody to point in the right direction. A restroom.
Mm-hmm. Restroom. Yeah. The restroom will be banheiro.
Banheiro.
Banheiro. It's BANHEIRO. Banheiro. So that
banheiro
there in the middle, it's like a nya.
Banheiro.
Weird little. Mm-hmm.
Am I close?
Yes, banheiro.
Banheiro.
Yeah.
And if you kind of dance around and act like you need to go pee real bad, they might get the clue.
Yeah, they'll point you in the right direction. That's for sure. Once again, like we spoke before, hand gestures and body language will help a lot.
There we go. Okay, these are all great things to be able to say. One word can often get a message across. Ambulancia. Close.
Ambulancia.
Ambulancia. The police was policia.
Police. Very good.
Okay, and doctor was medico.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Medico. Taxi, my favorite one is taxi. Hotel, we're dropping the H. Hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah. What else do we have? Restaurant. Restaurante. And then restroom, which seemed to be a little bit tougher for me. Panhero.
Banheiro with the B.
Oh, with the B.
Banheiro.
Banheiro.
Very good.
Banheiro.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, these are valuable words to know when you're heading into a place where you don't speak the language. So.
Very true.
All right. Well, this is good. Thank you, Claudio.
You're welcome.
We'll catch you next week. There we go. Muy obrigado. Muito obrigado.
Muito obrigado. Yeah, de nada.
All right. We'll catch you next week, my friend.
See you next week. Bye.
Oi, Claudio.
Oi, Byron. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Que bom. I'm adding some things here, man. Sorry, I don't want to throw you off. Every week I add something.
That's good, and that's what we're doing. We're slowly building our like a core set of words in Portuguese. So anybody who's interested in traveling to Brazil someday, and I think a lot of us are, we'll be able to at least communicate at a basic level.
That's right, at least a little bit, and that's very important. At least you're showing that you're trying to communicate, and that's very, very important.
Yeah,
and especially on that culture. And anything south of the border, it's important for you to show a little interest that you're trying to communicate with those guys. Yes, very important.
Very good. And something that I do constantly is apologize for things because I'm, screwing things up and offending people on a constant basis. So how would I apologize to somebody, whether I, do something that's not super polite or maybe I offend somebody? How could I take this back another level and save myself from the embarrassment of not apologizing or being rude?
Right. That's very important. The same way as please and thank you. Sorry is another one, a very important one. And we have a few different ways to say that. I guess the main one is desculpa. So when you say just sorry, just a plain sorry, you bump into somebody or something like that walking, and you just turn around and say desculpa. So desculpa.
Desculpa.
Desculpa. Very, very good.
Desculpa.
Very
I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. Desculpa.
Right. Desculpa. That's right. So if you want to be a little more personal or just saying, me desculpa, just, point towards yourself or put your hand in your chest like that. Me desculpa. It's, I am sorry.
Me desculpa.
I am sorry. Me desculpa. It's M-E. And then desculpa is D-E-S-C-U-L-P-A. So me, it's mine, or it's kind of like my sorry. That's the translation. But
okay.
It's basically, I am sorry. So me desculpa.
Me desculpa.
Yeah. Just be nice. Trying to be nice to somebody, and even if you're, me desculpa, I don't speak English or something like that. Eu não falo inglês. Me desculpa, or I'm sorry, I don't speak English, or I don't speak Portuguese, or something like that. Then you can use that. Me desculpa.
Okay.
Or desculpa.
It's always very nice to be able to say sorry and thank you in any language. So those are a big deal. I want to kind of get you for more today. How about let's learn to count from 1 to 10? And I'm not going to be able to memorize that now, but if you maybe pronounce it slowly, sure. I'll be able to hear it maybe and practice it later.
No, that's fine. Okay, so 1 through 10 is 1. Of course, you know that one already, right?
1.
So, I'll skip the English part.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry. My bad. It's been a rough day today, man. All right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's 1 through 10.
Well, they're very similar but different in some ways to the Spanish ways to count to 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's instead of uno, you just say It's it's a U, M. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's basically the counting there that you need to run from somebody or something like that. If somebody starts counting, starts running, that's my plan in Brazil. If you hear somebody counting, run.
They're giving you a warning you need to get out of there?
Yeah. I'm just kidding. That's not true at all.
If I were to say 20, how would that go?
20.
20. Okay, that's similar. And then 21 would be 21.
21.
Okay.
That's right. And then you just, it's the same as English, you just add, 21, 22, so 21, 22, 23.
Okay, and how about the number 100?
Same.
Same?
Same. CEM. Same.
Okay. Well, I think that will get us around quite a bit, and any negotiating you're doing, or any if somebody starts counting and they look angry, make sure your shoes are tied and get out of there, right?
Yeah, make sure to say desculpa.
Yeah, desculpa. I'm sorry, or me desculpa.
Yeah, that's right.
This is so the counting and the saying sorry. It did happen to correlate.
That's right.
All right. Well, this has been a valuable week, and I'll be re-listening to the counting to pronounce everything correctly. And muito obrigado.
De nada. Thank you very much, Ryan, for having me.
Thank you for providing the information.
No problem.
Olá, Claudio.
Oi, Brian. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Você fala português?
No. You asked me if I speak Portuguese, which I barely caught.
That's right.
And then I answered it with an English version of the word no.
Perfect.
So
you're doing good.
There we go.
Yeah, at least you're catching it. That's the important thing. You catching it.
I picture somebody trying to catch a ball and they're fumbling it around. That's kind of what I'm doing here, Claudio. But I appreciate the help, and as I can listen to these more than once, that's kind of a nice thing, and you're very friendly to listen to, and to hear me struggle through the words might help people out as well. So last week we learned the word sorry, me desculpa, so I am sorry, or just desculpa for sorry, and then you also counted from 1 to 10, and I think that would be nice to, I guess time is always relevant. So we have the numbers to back it up. Can we convert this into minutes, hours, and days, or how to tell time or speak time?
Absolutely, yeah. Speak time. That's would be a great name of a song or something. No, but it's just following up from last week. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be basically the same idea. So you just, for example, let's just pick a 10 o'clock. So it'll be 10 horas. So the o'clock part will be horas, hours. So 10 horas will be 10 hours. So that's how you would say the time. So
10 horas.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry?
10 horas.
10 horas. That's correct. That's correct. And let's say 10:30 will be 10:30 or 10:30. 30 will be 30. Meia, it's basically half past 10 o'clock. So 10:30 is 10, and meia is half.
So 10 and a half. 10:30.
Right, 10 and a half. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it depends. You can say 10:30, like 10:30, just fine.
Okay.
Now, something interesting is in Brazil, we use military time. So after 12 o'clock will be 1300. So 13 horas will be 1 p.m. So
okay.
That's something important to remember, too. Of course, a lot of the watches and clocks will be showing 1 p.m. just because they're imported. But if you're looking, on the streets or something, they have those signs by the beach with the temperature and the clock, and there will be something showing. Let's say 1 o'clock in the afternoon will be 1300. So keep that in mind. 13 horas will be 1300 or 1 p.m.
Okay, so if somebody says 10 o'clock, they're meaning in the morning. They don't mean...
That's correct. Yeah, if it will be in the afternoon, 10 o'clock will be 22, right?
Yeah. The evening.
So, yeah.
Well, that-
22 something, 22:30. So 22:30. Or, I don't think you say 22:30. It just says 22:30 is 22 and 30 minutes. So 10:30 will be 22 or 22 e meio or 22:30, or just say 10:30 da noite. You just add da noite is specifying night time. So 10:30 will be 10:30, da noite will be at night. So 10:30 at night, 10:30 da noite.
Okay, so you can specify at night if you don't want to convert,
You can
like the
specify
military
that.
time.
Mhm.
Okay, so this will get us through the day. How about days of the week?
Days of the week. Monday will be segunda. So I'll just say starting with the Monday.
Okay.
Segunda, terça, quarta, quinta, sexta, sábado e domingo. So I went from Monday through Sunday. So segunda, terça, quarta, quinta, sexta, sábado e domingo.
Okay, and I urge everybody to practice those at home, and I'm not going to catch those all right now. I'm barely catching. I couldn't catch the word "no" correctly, so but with a little practice, anybody could pull this off, and that way you show up on the right day. You know, that's a very important.
That's right.
All right. Well, these are good, and thank you once again, or I might say, muito obrigado.
De nada.